Here, Donald Trump is waging a war in the media now, as we said, as part of his fight back. He's mostly targeted, as Republicans often do, the New York Times. Last night, after the paper's story posted on its website, Trump's campaign swiftly called for a retraction. They threatened legal action against the Gray Lady, a warning that Trump repeated himself today in West Palm Beach.
The slander and libels that was just last night thrown at me by the Clinton machine and the New York Times and other media outlets as part of a concerted, coordinated, and vicious attack. These vicious claims about me of inappropriate conduct with women are totally and absolutely false. And the Clintons know it, and they know it very well. These claims are all fabricated. They're pure fiction, and they're outright lies. These events never, ever happened, and the people that said them meekly fully understand. You take a look at these people, you study these people, and you'll understand also.
Times legal team responded to the Trump campaign today with a terse letter that read, in part, quote, "Nothing in our article has had the slightest effect on the reputation that Mr. Trump, through his own words and actions, has already created for himself. We published newsworthy information about a subject of deep public concern. If Mr. Trump disagrees, if he believes that American citizens had no right to hear what these women had to say, and that the law of this country forces us and those who dare to criticize him to stand silent or be punished, we welcome the opportunity to have a court set him straight." John, in this fight now that's still escalating between the paper of record and the Trump campaign, who's going to win?
Well, I'll tell you what's not going to happen and who's not going to win in a legal case is Donald Trump. I don't think he'll ever file a legal case because he would face discovery, for one thing. And I also don't think he'll ever file the legal case because he would lose. We have a law in this country around libel. It's governed by a case called New York Times versus Sullivan, where in order to win a libel case, you need to be able to prove that the media outlet exhibited actual malice, knowledgeable falsity, or reckless disregard for the truth. None of these stories, especially these in the Times, come anywhere close to meeting that standard. So there will be no lawsuit, and the Times will, at least on that level, I don't know about in the court of public opinion or politics, but on the level of legality, the New York Times wins this case hands down.
Every news organization in the country has to report with care on WikiLeaks now, on Trump accusations. We're close to the election. Everybody has to take care. Getting it right is more important than fast. The Times story seems perfectly appropriate. They talked to the women involved. They asked the Trump campaign for a response. They did talk to some of the other people involved. But it's possible that the women's accounts are not wholly accurate. Even possible that they're both not telling the truth. Possible. The paper, though, gave them a chance to tell their stories. They gave Donald Trump a chance to respond. What I object to is I think the paper's making a big mistake, even though it's the lawyers and not the editors, in fighting with Donald Trump and making additional sort of ad hominem accusations against him. They should do their speaking in the paper in their journalism. They did some great journalism yesterday. And they should do their arguing in court if necessary. But to put that letter in public, making those kind of accusations, if my news organization did that, I would be uncomfortable. We have to be fair and even in this campaign, and not basically take sides and say this is an accurate portrayal of who Donald Trump is.
I don't look at what they said was in that paragraph was they listed things that Trump has said himself and then said, you know, these are all things that Trump's image has not been damaged because Trump has brought a lot of this on himself, and they quoted his own words. I mean, how is that? Right. How is that an ad hominem?
Because they're putting his finger, ad hominem may not be the right phrase, but they're putting their finger on the scale against him more than they need to do to commit the journalism that they did. And that should speak for itself, I think. The lawyers are trying to win a legal argument, not trying to uphold the standards of the paper, as far as I'm concerned.
Didn't bother me that much.